Hello, good afternoon. Bit of a sad one today, isn't it, Charlotte? With the Branthwaite news.
I'm gutted, yeah.
It is gutting. Does it make it any better in many ways that we haven't seen him this season? So therefore, it's a little bit like, well, we're not missing what we haven't got. Does that make it any better?
I guess that's one positive to take from it. I mean, that's not even a positive. I guess that's one way to look at it, is we've played okay without him.
Yeah.
But I know if he could play, it would unlock a lot more of our potential, because I think he is such a great player, and it is a shame that he hasn't had the opportunity to play. But like you said, we've been able to play without him okay, so it could be way worse, I think.
Yeah, I mean it's bad. Do you know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of about 2 seasons ago when Dominic Calvert-Lewin was out injured, and it was everyone was a little bit like, "Oh, Dom will be back soon. Dom will be back soon. Dom will be back soon." And I think it was that thing of he was so close, and even I think Joe Thomas has reported this morning that he was obviously considered for Saturday. The manager said he was fit and he was that close. So he's obviously broke down Friday training. And, you know, to get that close for us, but for the player, that must be horrible. Mentally, that must be
frustrating, yeah.
I might be worse than frustrating. You know what I mean? I think you know, because this is a lad who hasn't played a Premier League game since April.
Yeah.
Because he got injured against Ipswich. So that must be massively, like, frustrating, yeah, but mentally that must be so tough for him.
Yeah. I think with the access that, you know, the players have with health and recovery, it must feel like he's been a bit let down because he has been off for so long. And he's trusting these professionals with his career in his recovery, and they've just completely misjudged it, is how I feel.
Yeah.
Because, like you said, Friday, he's fine for Saturday, he's fit for Saturday, and then he's not. To be told that, to get your hopes built up as a player, like you said, it must be worse and frustrating. It must be like crushing to get your hopes up, and you want to help your team out, especially for a match like Man City, where we knew it was going to be difficult, and we thought, oh, he could really help us out, and then to be let down again. And he can probably imagine how much it must upset the fans as well. And it's a lot of pressure, and with surgery as well, that's like, apparently he could have got surgery in the first place and then he would have been fine by now or something.
Clubs
like
are
that.
always reluctant to do surgery because you're opening somebody up, aren't you? There's a healing process before you even get into the other side of it, which is rehab. There's obviously your leg, anything you get, you know, you've got to be cut open, haven't you? I know surgery's not like, it's less evasive nowadays, isn't it? But so you've got to wait for that to calm down, and they make a choice. They make a choice whether to let something seem like it's settling or they have an operation. Because I don't know how true it is, but I think there's a general feeling as well when people have operations, things are never quite the same. I don't know whether that's true or not, but there's like a general sense that that's the way it is. But I just think mentally, I think it's going to be so. It must be so tough because if you ever like listen to players who've been injured for any vast amount of time, they spend so much of that time on their own with physios, so they haven't got that day to day with the lads. Like they'll be on different schedules. Like players will be going out to train and you're in the gym, and then when they come in, you might be doing something else, and you might be missing the players and not having that.
Like quite isolating.
Yeah, not having that dressing room camaraderie, and also not exactly knowing when you're going to be back as well. I think that's always a big thing as well. So, I mean, he's having the operation today, so at least from that point of view, it'll be a case of it's done, and it'll be a case of just putting your feet up for. He'll be putting his feet up for. I don't know how long, because sometimes now they have them rehabbing straight away.
Yeah.
But it's just and like you just said there, for a fan, it's so frustrating, isn't it?
And I think we've put a lot of faith into him, obviously, with his like he had like a contract extension and like
August on it.
Yeah, and all that hype and energy and build up for him to be injured before the season's even started.
Yeah.
Like gutting. It is really gutting.
And the other side of it, and this is really the frustrating side of it, is, well, I mean, it leads to all kinds of like, I've had messages from people going, he's finished, he's done. You know, I've had people say, oh, maybe it's time now we start to look to get rid of him and all this kind of thing. And you're like,
he is injury prone.
No, he is.
Like,
he is injury.
He's a great player, but being injury prone does taint your.
Well, no, I agree with you. I agree with you. The problem is his size is a major issue. Like, being tall when you're young is. I just had back problems all the time, and you actually grow out of them. I don't have those. I still have back problems, but they're not as bad. For someone like him and Duncan Ferguson and all the big, because you got to think about it, you carry all that weight, and every time you jump, you bring all that force down, and the force goes back through your legs when you land. All those little things. So it's whether it's literally growing. I know growing pain sounds like.
I was 5'1" at 16, and then by 17 I was 5'7". And I really struggled with growing pains and like adjusting to it. I've torn my right hamstring twice, torn my left hamstring once. I've really struggled with injury. I don't have the access that Branthwaite has to healthcare, and I've had to. Obviously, I'm not playing Premier League matches, obviously, but I was training quite intensely for 3 years, battling hamstring injuries a lot, and it is mentally draining, physically draining. It's so frustrating. But also, if this happened 20 years ago, I don't think it would have been this big a deal, because obviously we're taking way more care. Footballers' careers are so much longer than they used to be, so they are taking a lot more care of themselves earlier on, which is good. But like, the general public don't have this much attention from doctors, and they carry on with their careers. I've carried on with my career. Granted, I'm not like Premier League footballer, whatever, but I don't know what's happened that would genuinely stunt his performance. Something like a hamstring injury. I know how painful it is. I know exactly how it feels. I know what I did to tear my hamstring. I didn't warm up properly, and I jumped into splits, tore my hamstring, right?
I don't think he did that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
What is he doing to have torn,
to have done it
to that extent?
Twice,
and
basically.
It's not that difficult. You just need to keep it warm, keep stretching it every day. And you've been resting for 3 months now? What in that amount of time has gone so wrong from these professionals who, millions of pounds have gone into these players, and it's not paying off? And the amount of people who could benefit from that healthcare, I won't get into that. But
no, but you're right in terms of what does it? How do you get to a position where you have rehabbed to the point of possibly being on a Premier League pitch the next day?
Yeah.
How do you get to that position? I know the bodies are it's a very, very strange thing in terms of this. I've had I've had injuries where, and they're not on the same level, but you do not literally feel them in your day-to-day activity till you kick a ball, and then the minute you kick a ball, the pain's still there. But hamstrings are different. I've got a hamstring injury at the moment, and I'm feeling it all the time.
Yeah.
And that's just me. That's just me on a day-to-day thing. So it is weird that he's managed to get to a position where he felt like he was completely, or the club felt like he was completely fine, and then he pulls it again. That feels or seems like there is an underlying problem that now they're going to have to because it's an investment. They have just invested 5 years, all that money into a player. They're going to have to get to the bottom of this now, of what is causing these problems, because let's not forget, beginning of last season, he was out till like the same length of time, and then came back, had a minor blip, and then was back into the team till the rest till the April, wasn't it? As I said, Ipswich. Is there something in his physiology, or is it just because of his age and where he is at the moment and he'll grow out of it. What is it? Because we have invested all this money, and you know, someone said to me yesterday, "Oh, we need to just get rid of him because he's becoming less and less valuable."
Proving that he is, yeah.
And even though I don't really care about that side of things, I get the point. Like,
we could have another player.
If Everton do want to sell him at some point, and they have looked at him and gone, he's a PSR investment, the investment is becoming less and less and less.
Yeah.
So they have to get, right now, while he's out, they have to get to the bottom of what the situation is. You know, Mick Rathbone used to be Everton's physio like 20 years ago. There was a similar issue with Duncan Ferguson, and Duncan showed us when he came in once his scar.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. Everyone who watched the interview saw how he showed us. And he had all these problems. Big lad, 6'4", big fella. And he said he found the physio literally found the problem, sent him to a surgeon in Holland. Now, this is when he was in his early 30s, so most of his career was already done.
Yeah.
They solved the problem. And he said, like, someone should have found this years before, and he would have had probably double the amount of games.
Yeah.
So that's what we need to be doing now. Listen, don't get me wrong,
You're not a physio.
I'm not a physiotherapist. I'm not a doctor, but I hope, and I'm sure that's exactly what they are doing. I really hope they are getting to the bottom of it. But this is where this does leave the general public, people who don't have any idea, of scratching their head. Like you've just said, it's like, hang on, how does this happen? If you want to treat them like commodities, how do you get a commodity worth so much to the team, and allow it to get to a situation like this?
Yeah.
It's very hard for us to understand, I think.
I think that's where I'm struggling with, like, any kind of empathy and sympathy. I'm like, you've had 3 months already where it shouldn't be a problem anymore.
Yeah.
It got to the point where he was fit enough to play.
Yeah.
Like you said, what in those hours, what happened that he was like, oh, actually, I can't play. It's actually still a problem.
Yeah.
How could that have happened? And like you said, you know, I don't have X-ray vision. I can't see what's wrong with every player all the time. But with something like a hamstring injury, I'm struggling to see what he's doing that is so obvious, like, oh, it's a problem. If you can't even kick a ball, obviously, like, sometimes you get like a higher ball and you have to reach up there, but I don't know, I'm just struggling to...
Hamstrings a lot of the time is actually your basic movement, isn't it? It's like you just said, it's an explosive movement, rather than... It's not necessarily something you get jumping. It's more something you'd get from an explosive movement.
Yeah, like the urgency out of nowhere.
So maybe like it's like a sprint start. It's like doing that sprint start. You see it, hamstrings. You see them all the time.
You see them hold on to it as soon as it happens.
The last one I actually saw, like sort of watching a game of football, was Trent Alexander-Arnold did one at the beginning of the season for Real Madrid, and it was literally he did a little sprint. He went from nothing to fast like that. And you see it. The amount of fast forwards who've had their careers ruined, and you see them, they run through and they do that. And it's horrible, because it is like their bodies are, they're fast, they have their explosiveness. A lot of probably people, I imagine, are worried because Branthwaite is quite quick over the ground. And if this is a problem, and if he's thinking about it, or there's any kind of issue there,
maybe there could be some kind of psychological thing that he's already thinking about it before it happens, and then you're preempting it, and then it does happen. I'm just getting frustrated now because, like, he should be back by now, and if they had done it properly from the beginning, he would be back by now.
There is a lot of pressure. There's a lot of pressure on physios. I read something yesterday from Danny Donachie, who is Everton's former physio, has been a couple of times, and he just basically said in his post that the pressure on physios to get players back on the pitch is like, it's ridiculous. It's like, you know, and I've seen this before. We had Roberto Martinez when he was the manager. He played James McCarthy, and he wasn't fit. And he basically ruined the lad's career in 20 minutes. He was told not to play him. It's actually one of the reasons Danny Donachie left the club not long after. Because it seemed like he had advised him not to play. James McCarthy played 20 minutes, and basically his career was never the same. He got a broken leg a little bit later on, but his career was never the same. And that happens. He said yesterday, the pressure is unbelievable. Like, people like, I think we probably saw it with Dominic Calvert-Lewin, rushing him back. Whereas at least Sean Dyche, he's in the news today, obviously, but Sean Dyche, at least when he came in, said, no, I'm going to leave him. I'm going to leave him till he's fit.
Yeah.
And pretty much got months and really got a whole year and a half out of him before he got injured again. There's a documentary, me and Baz were watching. It was a documentary about PSV. It was on like Disney or something in lockdown. We were both watching it, and there was actually like the manager was talking to the physio, and the physio was saying, he was saying to him, he's not fit, and he was like, well, how fit is he? And he was like, well, and every time he asked him, he sort of got fitter and fitter, and it was like, and then he was like, so do you think he could play? And he was like, well, he shouldn't play, but he probably could play. And in the end, he was like, do you know what? We'll ask the player. And when he asked the player was like, yeah, I'm all right, honest boss, I'll play. And he ended up getting, like injured again. But to me, that showed the relationship that managers and physios have. Is like, physio going, can't play. And then the manager will go, you sure about that?
Yeah.
Are you sure about that? Because I could probably go and get another physio.
Yeah.
And like,
who will give me a yes.
Yeah,
kind of
and
thing.
that shows the relationship is. And I'm not saying that's happened at Everton. I'm just saying that there's so much pressure on these physios to get these players who are worth so much money and so much to the team. Like, because no one ever frets when a player who we're not really bothered about injured. No one ever goes, oh, I wonder when he's back. No one ever rushes them back. They're back when they're back, but when they're like the best players.
But my thing is, we haven't rushed to get Branthwaite back.
No.
It's been a long time. It feels like it's been ages, and we've taken our time. He's had his time to come back, and it's still not ready. And they said he is fine. That's where I'm like, oh, you know what? I'm going to lose my rag in a minute. You can't have us up and down saying, yeah, he's fine, to no surgery. That's not a misjudgment. That's like complete mistake. Oh, he's seen a consultant. Why didn't he see a consultant in the first place?
Yeah, I wonder as well, though. I wonder with players. I wonder how much players play their part in this as well, though. Players if you've been out for, so Jarrad Branthwaite, as we said, he's been out since April. He's desperate to get back in the team. He might feel something, and instead of going, do you know what? We might need to leave this another week. He's so close, and he's so close to the edge, to the end of it. Is like, no, I'm all right. Honestly, I'm all right. And then the next minute, that you don't know, do you? Players, again, like I've just said, players will lie. Players will. Richarlison said a couple of years when his last season, didn't he? He said he was injured from the Liverpool game onwards, but every game he just got that legs, the ankle strapped up, and was like, "I'm playing." And he basically was out injured for the next like 2 years because of the injuries that were accumulating, and it might have come from that moment. But he basically said, I was told not to play, but I wasn't going to sacrifice the end of the season. I'd promised to keep Everton in the Premier League, and he did that. Like, players will do it as well. Players know how much pressure's on them, and they know it's a World Cup year. Jarrad Branthwaite wants to go to the World Cup. If he felt anything that was going to stop him from playing or be available, he might just go, you know what, I'll play through the pain barrier. And there are loads of injuries you can play. Hamstrings, you can't bend your leg.
Yeah.
It's as simple as that.
Yeah, I think we forget that these players are just like normal men, like just normal lads,
just innocent men,
just innocent men.
They're just innocent men.
And like so they're not doctors. So they're like, oh yeah, I feel fine, and they haven't played their whole lives having all this access to physio, and they can't see like, oh no, this might affect me in the long term. So they're like, I feel fine, I can play, and they have that mentality of like, I don't get it. So
they also have that mentality of being men, which is
bunga bunga.
Yeah, which is I can do anything. Like the amount of players as well that you hear later on, like when their careers come to an end, who regret so many decisions. Most of them are drinking, but so many decisions that they've made. Like, I should never have done that thing. I should never have played that game. And it's another thing. Young You can't, like, and I totally understand it. You feel it. If you're a Premier League footballer and you're like 23, you feel invincible.
Yeah.
You have got everything.
I feel invincible.
Well, there you go. They've got everything going for them. They've got money. They've got status.
Yeah.
They've got any car they want. Anything else they can get access to. Not saying what that is. Women. They can. It's true though, isn't it? It's true. They have people just. They must feel invincible, and an injury is the only thing that can stop them in a career. Really, it's the only thing. So part of that is going to be, I can beat this. I will beat this. And I think as players get older, they just start listening to their bodies.
Yeah.
And as soon as their bodies tell them there's an issue, not playing, can't play. And we don't like that. We don't like that as fans. We expect every single player to get out there no matter what.
Yeah.
So there is a pressure from the fans as well. But I think as players get older, they go, hang on. There's no point in me playing one game if I'm going to be out 6.
Yeah.
And I think that's something people slowly learn. Jarrad might do the side of it is Jarrad might, and I don't have a clue of what Jarrad does day in and day out. But again, this was something, and I'll go back to Dyche because I thought Dyche was really good with Dominic Calvert-Lewin about what he did and what he said. And he said, like, he's going to have to look at everything he does. The car he drives, the bed he sleeps in. All these things matter. If you're in a car and it's like a bloody Lamborghini or something and you're dead, your leg, your body's not the right posture and all that. The mattress you sleep on, all these things are going to have to be considered now by if you want to be a proper professional. I know, like, people look at like someone like Phil Neville, who was dead. People looked at him when he was at Everton. Like, he's dead boring. He's dead boring. But all these fellas cottoned on really early about, like,
he's looking after himself.
Getting up at 5 a.m, doing yoga before they go to training. Living a clean life, knowing when to have a drink and when not to have a drink. All these little tiny things that are gonna make your career the best it can be. Because Jarrad Branthwaite could play. No, it could play till he's late 30s, no problem. But it's what happens in his best years, and his best years are like now. They are now. And for Everton fans, we want to see him on the pitch, and it's such a blow because, as I said earlier, it's like when a player's injured, mentally you're like, you have a date, and you're like, oh yeah, he'll be back by that date. So when the team are playing and whoever's playing that position, you are like, yeah, it's fine. But in the back of your head, like, Jarrad's back soon or whoever is back. But now that's been blown out the water, and now we don't have a date for when he comes back. It could be 3 months, it could be 6 months.
Yeah. Really
could. We don't have that date now, and that for us, that's why people are like, oh, what do we do? How, we've lost one of our best players, even though we haven't had him for the first 8 games. Everyone, it's panic mode now. What do we do? We're, look at how we are, blah blah blah, and we're gonna have to get
and I
it
think
sorted.
that's against Man City, I think that's where we saw the most. We just knew they weren't going to hold up against our defence wasn't going to hold up against Man City. And in the back of our minds, we were like, Branthwaite should be here, and he could have made such a difference, and he's not here. Like, what's going on? On Saturday, it did feel like completely out of the know. Like, you didn't know what was going on really. So I understand why people are getting annoyed. I'm getting annoyed. So no, and it does ask the question now of, and it's something that we spoke about yesterday before we even knew the news is do Everton change things now? Because I think they should. I think Jake O'Brien should play centre back now, and I think we need to sort out the right back position, because I think it has felt like for me it's felt like a stick and plaster, like I've just said. Like, I can tolerate it, and don't get me wrong, right? And people who watch this know, and anyone who watches my play ratings, Michael Keane, I've spoke about highly all season. No issues there. But I do think that Jake O'Brien at right back, that has to sort of come to an end. And if it's between Jake O'Brien and Michael Keane, I'm playing Jake O'Brien, because he's the third choice centre back, and he is the next one for me. People can disagree. I don't mind. I don't mind if people disagree, as long as keep it reasonable.
But for me, I'd like to see that happen now, because I think that we should look at it now and go, we're going to have to change things to go forward. I don't think it's working with Jacob Brien playing right back. And I don't think it's working as well as it could do with Tarky and Michael Keane. Now, people have said to me, "Oh, drop Tarky." No, I'm not dropping Tarky. The manager's not dropping Tarky. So
he has made a lot of mistakes though, and he hasn't been playing his best lately.
no, he hasn't been. But I think
Do you think that's because of Michael Keane?
No, and I don't blame Michael Keane either. What I just think that in football you have, especially when you're like centre backs, you need like a good mix, and they're very much the same kind of player. Where Jarrad, look at Jarrad. Jarrad's classy. He's good. Nobody is though. He's good on the ball. Michael Keane and Tarky aren't good on the ball. They're good at playing like diagonals. Branthwaite's quick, so he gets Tarky out of trouble at times. But then Tarky can do stuff that Branthwaite can't do in terms of just reading the game. They work really well off each other. Whereas Michael Keane and Tarky are very, very similar. And I think that goes against Tarky. Whereas I think Jake's younger, a little bit quicker, starting to read the game better.
I think you saw it against Crystal Palace when Michael Keane came off.
Yeah.
When his back went to whatever. Jacob Brien, I genuinely felt him like relax into the centre back position, and he was like, "Oh, I'm back where I like to be."
Yeah, where I like to be.
And that is just where he should be played. And I obviously understand why he is playing at right back, but I think it would be such a better dynamic between him and Tarkowski. I feel like there's been so much miscommunication with Tarkowski, Keane, and Pickford. I feel like they're like, "Oh, are you going to go for it?" That's how I feel, and I think that's when the goals happen, when they're let in, because it just feels like the three of them are all fighting against each other.
By the way, right, it would be harsh to drop Michael Keane, but that's just football. Like, it would be harsh. I don't fully understand that Michael Keane has not had a bad season.
Yeah,
but he's also fourth choice. And I'm not sitting here going, he's terrible, he does this, he does that. Don't get me wrong, the first goal on Saturday I thought he was massively at fault for. Partly at fault, sorry. The cross, the ball, everything else. But I do get that. It would be harsh. I'm not sitting here going, get him out the team, he's being terrible. I'm not saying that at all. Tough decisions need to be made. Yeah. That's what football's all about, isn't it? You know, people would say, there's certain games where, you know, I don't know, whoever plays every game we play, and Barry getting dragged off at half time, people might go, that's not fair. Dibbling getting taken off at half time, so people going, that's not fair. Carlos Alcaraz not starting games, people might say, oh, that's not fair. I seen someone the other day saying Dewsbury Hall shouldn't come back into the team. Well, he did come back into the team. That's what having a squad is all about. It's about people fighting each other to be into the team. Yeah. That's what creates competition.
I was literally going to say, when you've got competition within the squad, everyone's wanted to be the best version of themselves, and that's when you get the best results, because they all want to start, they all want to do well.
Yeah.
But I also think not all our players are starting players right now, and like, I think Alcaraz is a really good sub. And I feel like that sounds stupid, but he comes on with that like big ball of energy, and he's just like all over them, like we saw against Crystal Palace. Feel the same about Beto as well. I think he's a great sub, because he uses his size. He's really aggressive, doesn't care. But when he's starting,
when he start games, not necessarily the same.
No,
but he will start games now, because I think personally,
I don't know. Do you think he's going to start against Tottenham?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, I do. Barry doesn't do enough. He just doesn't
because he's not played enough.
I know, but he just isn't. He just doesn't do enough.
I do completely get that, but how that's going to come with time is if he gets more time on the ball, and like he's never going to get that on the bench.
Yeah,
that's a problem.
No, he isn't.
And we've seen countless times Beto, like on Saturday, it was so frustrating. Like, you know, Beto just cannot finish. Neither can Barry, don't get me wrong, but we don't see enough of Barry to be proven wrong. I think that's what I'm trying to say.
Barry's he hasn't taken chances. He just has to be patient. But, you know, that's another problem we have, which it'll only be fixed by time and maybe bringing somebody else in, sadly. But listen, I as I said, for me, O'Brien goes to centre back. I know if people want to bang the drum for Michael Keane, you bang away, but keep banging that drum all you want. For me, I'm seeing people saying O'Neill's not ready. O'Neill's O'Brien. I'll get there in the end. Sorry. O'Brien has played nearly a year of Premier League football, and I think it's time to play him centre back because he's our future. Would you have O'Brien sitting on the bench? Because I wouldn't, and I don't think he should be playing right back. I think he should be playing centre back. But listen, that's just my opinion. That's just my opinion. The manager will most likely just keep doing what he's doing.
Yeah.
I don't personally think it's working.
I hope not, because now that we know that Branthwaite's not coming back, you have to actually make some big decisions, because up till now it's been like a temporary thing. Branthwaite's going to be back, so we're just going to play it like this just to be safe. But it's now we know.
Well, I think the right back situation is actually the most pressing one, because we just Saturday, Brien was caught out because he was playing against a really good winger.
Yeah.
But so was Michalenko. Michalenko was, I think, about the one just before half time. The ball came over and the lad with one touch just went inside Michalenko, and it was just like Michalenko did not have a good time against them. Let's just say that. Let's just say that.
Then have James Garner at right back.
Probably, because I think we've got so many midfield options now.
That's it. We have
We've got so many midfield options that James Garner could play right back, or Seamus Coleman could play right back.
I was going to say,
not every
he
game.
He can't start. I think he could be a good sub to bring on, because obviously he's done well for us in the past, and I think, especially if we're already at an advantage, he'd be good to have on, because he does know the players. He knows the dynamic. He knows how to, take control. And I think he is a very calming presence.
He is. It's just whether I watched him play a couple of games for Ireland, and he was very, very good. He played like 87 minutes in one, and he played an hour in the other. And he played right wing back, so it was slightly higher. But he was up against Portugal, and it was the first game, and Portugal are just full of really good players. Yeah. Now, Everton generally only play once a week, so if he could play like an hour of games, maybe, I don't know. I'm not necessarily advocating for him to play there, because I do think James Garner could play there and we'd be all right in midfield. Yeah. I think Merlin Roll has proved already he's decent. Carlos Alcaraz could play in the number 10, and Dewsbury Hall could drop further back. Timmy Burnham's, we've got him as an option as well. We've got lots of options. We've got, this week we'll have Jack Grealish back in Jai for the next couple of months. Tyler Diblin, who I saw signed a new boot deal today and did a nice little video. Don't know if anyone's seen that, for New Balance. Yeah, nice little going up Everton brow. Very brave of him. So he's available as well. It's just those defensive issues. Defense, we are like Moy said at the beginning of the season, we're like really struggling with numbers. Like he said that early on, didn't he? He was like, we don't have the numbers, because we don't. Patterson, whether you rate him or not, he's injured again. So
is he?
Yeah, he's
injured.
Did
he get injured at the under
21s? Yeah. So he's injured again.
Oh, I didn't know that.
No, I don't think it really matters.
No, but I feel bad for him. Like he's literally a bench warmer. Like that's all he.
No, he shouldn't be at the club. He shouldn't. Everton should have got rid of him in the summer.
Yeah.
And it was really harsh on him that they didn't. And then we've got Seamus. Now, as we said, Seamus, has he proved that he's capable of playing some games of football by the fact that he's gone away with Ireland and he's not? Let's face it, the last couple of years with Seamus, he's been injured like all of the time. And that's why Ashley Young got so many games, but Ashley Young was fine. Yeah. I mean, Ashley Young, again, I advocated for keeping Ashley Young, and I think we really should have. I think he could have done well in this squad. He would have been a solid. Now, I don't know whether that was his choice or our choice, but I probably would have just kept him for another year just to keep everything ticking over.
I'd rather have kept him than like Patterson.
Yeah, Patterson's never going to play.
No.
He's never going to play. The manager's done with him.
You know who's such an advocate for Patterson? This is really random. My dad. Okay. Every match he's like, why don't we just bring Patterson on? I'm like,
fair enough.
Dad, it's just not going to happen.
Yeah.
Not going to happen.
It's not going to happen.
And then when we saw him playing for the under-21s, I was like, isn't he 23 or something?
Yeah.
And my dad was like, oh, sometimes they used to be called the reserves. And I was like,
let's not get into what things used to be.
That's what we love talking about on here, though.
No, we don't, because
I get triggered.
You want to throw things at me. You did say something before we started, and I'm not even going to go there. So let's just leave that. What?
It was 2.
Oh, don't say the other one.
What was the other one?
John.
Okay.
That was just a brain, like a little.
Let's just leave it, because people then take it the wrong
So
way.
much abuse.
People say, no, I know it's disgusting.
Oh, it's fair enough.
It's not fair enough. It's not fair. No, don't. It's not fair enough. No one should be taking abuse. Nobody should be taking abuse, whether they know Bobby Moore or not. Nobody should be taking abuse on this show, because that's not nice. Patterson should go in January, but he should have been allowed to go.
Yeah.
But listen, that's fine. About if people think Michael Keane should play, sound.
Yeah, we're all entitled to an opinion.
I am not going to sit here and argue with anyone. You can check my player ratings all season. I have rated Michael Keane really highly. I was the one who said keep him in the summer. You don't get any arguments out of me. Michael Keane's been fine. I thought he was poor on Saturday for the first goal. He ran away when see that big Viking kind of dude. Go and stand next to him. Go and stand next to him. There you go. So you're not going to get. I'm not here to have an argument with anyone over it. I'm just saying that's what I would do. But it's just the not knowing. It's not knowing how long it's going to be till we've got Brandon, and we just have to cope with it, don't we? We just have to. It's football.
It is part of football.
It is just part of football.
Dealing with injuries, yeah.
You just have to. Other clubs have enough squad players.
Yeah.
We just don't at the back. We have got 4 centre backs, but one of them plays right back, and one of them's injured.
Yeah.
So it's. But you're upset. What you said before, and me and Baz have mentioned this a couple of times. It's like against Crystal Palace when he's forced to make the change. I thought the change worked. Garner going to right back.
It did work.
Yeah. So we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens with that. Just by the way, in 20 minutes or so, I'll have another guest on. So make sure you don't just go disappearing.
It's a very good guess.
It is a very good, and it is a link. There's a link to Charlotte as well. There's a link to Charlotte. I'm not saying what it is.
Yeah, can't spoil the surprise.
It's such a big surprise. Someone said in the comments that they saw me walking down Queen's Drive, and I just don't believe that because I don't walk.
Someone said that they saw me in Primark the other day. Haven't been Primark in years. I'm not against Primark.
Okay, just
not
getting
too
that, just
good
putting
for
that
Primark,
out there.
But I haven't been Primark
Okay.
genuinely in years. I just have a very familiar face. Maybe that's what you have as well.
Maybe the person projected your face onto another person.
They just see me everywhere.
Yeah, that's a bit worrying, isn't it? If the person is watching, what department was it?
I don't know.
No, you wouldn't know because you weren't there.
I know.
So that's what I want to know.
They didn't specify.
Well, it could have been in the Greggs because the Primark in town is a Greggs.
Is that a thing?
It is a thing.
No, it's not.
It is. I mean, it literally is.
This proves I haven't been
It
there.
literally is a thing. I go in Primark because...
Oh, wait, do you mean the clothes section? Like the Greggs clothes?
No, there's an actual Greggs.
Food Greggs.
Chat, back me up. Back me up. Come on.
Someone said don't lie.
I'm not lying.
I remember
Google
there was,
it. Just Google it. There's a Greggs in the Primark in town.
I remember there was clothes
Yeah.
that said Greggs on it.
Yeah, I
might
remember
have
that.
meant
But I think you'll only get them in Greggs. Okay, I don't know. So anyway, I get taken to the home department.
You know why? He's right.
Of course. Why would I make that up?
Because you might have got confused.
Oh, because I'm so old.
Yeah.
So old.
That's what I said.
My mind is as sharp as a
I get
brick.
confused all the time, and some might consider young.
Okay.
So
See, I only go in Primark I get dragged into the home section because there's always pillows, isn't there?
yeah.
And then I go downstairs, and the reason I go downstairs is
Do you mean like scatter cushions or like pillows?
who can tell these days? So I go downstairs because in the men's department there's like a well you call it like what would you call it now?
A kids section.
No, that'd be weird. Like, what do they call? Like, you know, what's the classy name for second-hand clothes? Vintage.
There's a vintage section in Prime.
It is, yeah, honestly. So downstairs, see, I'm educating you on Primark. I don't know why I'm doing this. So downstairs, there's a vintage section, but they have all footy kits, and they sell them a lot cheaper than they probably should do.
I should definitely go there.
So I always have a little check because I like my footy kits. And, you know, I'm not going there to find one for you to make into a corset or anything, but maybe you should.
Yeah.
But I always go down just to have a little check to see what they've got, just to see if there's any like little bargains. And I seen they had loads of NBA shirts of the day. Basic Tig says Greg's confirmed, and he's right. By the way, I don't eat Greg's.
You eat Sayers.
I don't eat Sayers either. I don't eat. I just don't eat. I don't eat that kind of. I don't eat that kind of food very, very often. I went into town last week, and after it was after the 10K run. And we ended up going.
You did the 10K run.
We ended up going into that Joe and the Juice.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I had like a sandwich in there, which strictly speaking wasn't really a sandwich because I have no idea what the two things were holding it all together.
Was it lettuce or something?
No, it was like crisp bread or something, or flatbread. It was flatbread. It was, don't get me wrong, it was nice, but I would have preferred something
bread.
Like, yeah.
Or just Huel.
No, not Huel. Huel's me daytime food in here.
Okay.
And some people might say other foods are better. I wouldn't say that. I'm just saying people might say you better go into Greg's, but I wouldn't say that. Also, why are people like dissing Primark? Like, people go there and buy clothes.
Oh, it's because, you know, it's made by like, it's not very...
Everything's made unethically. Let's not get into that. Everything on earth is made unethically.
No, but they're quite bad
Small
for it.
children made the top you're wearing. Let's just get it right. Let's get it right. Let's not beat around the bush here. Small children dug through the dirt to find the gold around your neck.
No, they did too.
They did. They did.
And you know it's gold.
Well, it looks like gold.
It's white gold.
Well, you haven't got like a green mark on your neck.
No,
So-
but it could have been silver.
No, I can tell what's silver and what's gold.
I know.
My ring's white gold, so in case
Is it?
anyone wanted to ask.
Oh, is your ring white gold?
Yeah,
Oh, that's lovely.
yeah. There you go. Made in Galway in Ireland. There you go.
Shut up.
Not by Ed Sheeran. just before anyone asks.
Yeah, because he sings that one song about gold
Yeah.
again.
So who knows? He could have just stayed around.
Love it in English.
He could have just stayed around
Yeah.
and made a couple of rings.
He's known for that, to be
He
fair.
is. I don't mind Ed Sheeran. He takes a lot of grief, and I just don't get it. I think he's good.
Yeah.
I've never been to see him or anything, but
I see
You
him.
saw him?
I
That's
see him.
BBC
fine.
Big Weekend.
Yeah.
That's
cool.
crazy.
I love the way
18
you
what a
give
song.
the full title and BBC Big Weekend.
You sponsor.
Hosted at Sefton Park. Oh, that was the secret gig, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was
good
the
though.
secret gig. No, we'll see. Just smoothly taking it back to football.
Yeah.
We'll see on Sunday what the manager decides, and if he decides to keep it as it is, then that's fine. But if we don't win, there'll be rumblings, won't there?
Yeah.
And that's cool. That's football. That's football. Although JT says you'll have a pound bakery in H&M soon. No, you would not have a pound in H&M. You would have a very classy upmarket, like Swedish. H&M is Swedish.
I know, but what a Swedish bakery?
Yeah, Swedish bakery.
Okay. I don't know any
I'm
Swedish
su-
bakeries.
Yeah, but like, you must be aware that they have bakeries like literally
Sweden.
everywhere. So they'd probably have a Swedish one.
Okay.
Just pointing that out. Pointing that out.
I just didn't know where that was going.
Isn't it weird? Do you ever find it weird? Like places like H&M are like sort of, they are probably just like the Swedish version of Next, aren't they?
Yeah.
And then and Zara's just the same. And yet when
Zara's Italian, isn't it?
is it Italian? I once ripped my jeans from. I once ripped my. This good story.
Ripped
This.
my jeans.
I was playing football in a square in Portugal. Ripped my jeans from crotch to knee. And had to go to Zara and literally do that thing where it's like, no, I'll wear them, thanks. Do you want them in a bag? That's what I think they said. No idea. They were speaking Portuguese. Do you want them in a bag? Por favor. Put them on. Went back to the square, started playing football again. Do you know what I mean? Watched Everton get beat 5-0. It was a good day, apart from watching Everton get beat 5-0. Seamus Coleman made his debut that day. Left back he played. He was dreadful.
Oh.
We went through the team, and they had a great team. Didn't they have Amarin?
Yeah, they're the Amarin at right back. Crimson says, I once ripped me jeans. Crazy way to start a sentence. Why is it any crazier than most things I might just say now and again?
That takes it though, doesn't it?
Oh, Bryn Roberts. Guess what Bryn Roberts just said?
I don't know.
Are you going to talk footy? I mean, it's literally, we've been on air
This is probably the
for
most we've
47
spoken
minutes
about
and we've
football.
talked about football for like 45 of them.
Do you want to talk about what happened on Sunday?
We are going to talk about that now. We are. I was giving you time. To like build into it.
Professional.
Hey, it wasn't. If Charlotte had said, "Hey, let's talk about what happened on Sunday," she forcefully. It's like she crowbarred it into the conversation.
It's because someone said, "Oh yeah, we're going to talk about football." So I was like, "Oh, do you want to talk about what happened on Sunday?"
Okay. So on football on Sunday for Bryn Roberts, the most Welsh person I've ever heard in my life, by the way. Eddie says Zara is Spanish, which is what I thought it was till you two. But
right. When I went to Italy, there was Zara's everywhere and it was huge and it was really nice.
the Zara's in Liverpool one.
No, but this was like great. They had it.
No, I'm listening. This is me listening face.
I was just saying the Zara's in Italy were
Okay.
very impressive.
Cool. Maybe Italians are just really into Zara.
Maybe, yeah.
Where about in Italy?
Venice.
Ooh, we're gonna have to go to the Venice Zara store. Should we go?
Toffee TV trip.
Toffee TV trip.
How many is that now?
Toffee TV trip to find out is Venice sinking and is it Zara's fault? A special report.
It was so nice.
Special report. Bryn, Bryn, that's not our fault that you've only just come in to watch the show. That's not our fault, is it?
No.
That's like watching the news at like 10:29 when they have the story about the puppy that saved the man in the sea and going, and you're going to talk about the politics of the day. That's not their fault, is it?
I would compare this to the news, yeah.
Exactly. Well, it is. It's
as important.
It is as important. Well,
Educational.
Educational. There's a Greg's in.
John Mack says,
Pet ripped the sponge.
hey, breaking news. John Mack says, Baguette, London's finest Swedish bakery,
Of course. Yeah, sorry.
which you could go to on Saturday.
I could.
You could, but you won't.
No.
Maybe maybe on Saturday you should just Google nearest Swedish bakery and just like film it and go, as seen on Toffee TV, I have found a Swedish bakery. It is delightful, or
I'll do a segment.
or
yeah.
it's trash. It's not really a segment. You can just do a TikTok.
Okay, I'll do
Isn't
TikTok.
like surely content is king, and it doesn't really matter because I'm seeing so much more now content about food, about like the bakeries in Liverpool. We've got the guy who goes round doing the postcode. You must have seen him. The guy who goes round doing the postcode food stuff. You've never seen him. Do you watch any other TikToks other than your own?
No, that's all I watch.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's very.
That's the only.
That's very on
important
brand.
stuff. Yeah.
Have you seen him?
Who I wasn't listening, to be honest.
Thanks, James.
I was listening. There's
The
a
guy,
man who like
there's
goes
a guy
to
who goes
postcode
around Liverpool and
bakeries.
does postcode by postcode of the food places.
Echo Gourmet or something.
Yeah. So okay. I don't know whether you know who he is or you watch him.
No, I've seen him before, like.
Okay, we've confirmed that you know who he is. Charlotte doesn't.
Oh.
But
Oh,
what I was saying was, Charlotte should like just branch out a little bit and get into the food game a little bit.
I'm just not that
Toffee
big of
donuts.
an eater, to be honest. Not really into food.
You could just like go in, smell them, throw it away. Okay. So you were at the women's game on Sunday. Let me just say, right, I have no issue saying this. A very poorly advertised game of football.
Yeah. I think there was a lot of miscommunication because it was the like Subway Cup. Yeah, so it's like the
And that's why we've been talking about food for an hour.
Oh yeah, of course, it all comes back.
It all comes back.
It's like the Super League, Super Cup, something, but I just call it Subway Cup because it's sponsored by Subway.
So that's the. It's
so
like
it's
the,
a different.
It's the League Cup, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah.
Didn't it? It used to be played on like Wednesday night, didn't it? I think.
Yeah.
So it's a group stage, isn't it?
Yes.
So it's a group stage.
Yeah.
So it's not necessarily that's. So it finished 1-1. and then Everton won on penalties, but they got a point extra. So I was explaining this to people because I was saying that they didn't win the game, and people were like, well, they did win the game. I was like, no, they didn't, because if they'd won on penalties, they would have gone. That would mean like you were going through to the next round, but they didn't. They just got an extra point because they won the penalties, which is a bit weird. But it was really poorly advertised, as you were saying.
Yeah, well, it's just obviously it was at it was at Goodison Park, and then the men's Liverpool team were playing at Anfield. Almost immediately after the game finished, and so I think people were like, "Oh, I don't really want to be round there while there's a game going on at Anfield because it might get really busy. It might get." So that happened. A lot of people with season tickets bought tickets to Sunday, because they didn't think that their season ticket applied to the cup, the League Cup, and then it turns out that your season ticket does apply for them as well. And so they had bought they had like two seats, and people with season tickets who didn't realise that. It sounds stupid, but then they didn't go because they didn't realise the season ticket applied.
It was
poorly organised.
It was very poorly advertised. I didn't really know about it. Like James will go to games, but James said he couldn't go to this game because apparently he's got a life. No. Yeah. That's fine. That's what I'm saying. He doesn't have to go to those games. He's not where does that as like a favour for us. He doesn't have to go to those games. So if he says, "Pardon?"
I'm a hero.
He is really the hero of the story.
Thank you.
Hero of this story, anyway. But Charlotte was there, so we always have somebody at the games. Charlotte's there for herself. She's not there for us, but she kindly adds to our story and stuff. When she feels like it. You sort of missed our goal.
What goal?
Exactly.
Wait, the women's one goal? Yeah. I'm supposed to film that?
Not film it, but like, the celebrations.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll do that.
Good for you.
I thought I did.
No, you didn't.
I swear I said, we equalised.
No, you probably said it just into your own head.
I think I did that on my TikTok, but maybe not on Instagram.
It's okay. That's up to you. That's up to you. I'm not your boss. I can't tell you what to do. I'm just trying to help you.
Thank you.
Help yourself.
So
from our point of view, we didn't know anything about this game.
Yeah.
Really. A lot of hype last week about Hill Dickinson. We talked about that last week. And I didn't know anything about this game. Now, if I don't know anything about this game,
that means a lot of people don't.
Then a lot of people are not going to know about the game. And if I don't know at least to tell people in my capacity, then people aren't going to go. And I think there was like literally just over 1,000 people there.
Yeah, which made
Goodison look really, really sad. Let me just say that. And that led, I put a question on X just to see what people's views were on. Not on, they lost the game. No one, well, they didn't lose the game, sorry, they didn't win the game. There wasn't a lot of people there. And it did look sad. And it was like, this is an international break now. Could there possibly be a change? And I had different people saying different things. Some people saying, the typical, shouldn't be playing there, to some people from Everton supporters who was going, well, you should start covering it. I was like, yeah, thanks for watching. Because you did 2 great interviews with players, and we've been at the games and stuff. But I just found it weird that we've gone to Goodison Park. Lots of people said, I'm going to go to Everton Women's games because it's at Goodison Park. Where are those people?
Yeah.
And you get a game like that where literally they didn't tell anyone. And I know
there was a video on the Everton Women's Instagram the morning of the game saying, make sure to come down. And I was like, that's a joke. Well, I'm sorry, that is such a joke. All last week, all I spoke about was the women's football. And I'm not saying that the turnout was because of me talking about it.
I think it might have been. Probably just to meet you.
Maybe. But I'm just saying the power of social media, it's so important. And you had all that for one game and you saw the turnout. Yeah. And then the week after, you did one video the morning of the match. And it was you know, Sarah Halpin just saying, "Yeah, make sure to come to the match."
And not that. Listen, I'm not digging anyone out. I just thought it was poor because
it was a really bad turnout. Yeah.
Because it was a bad, and I had a couple of people being like, you know, funny with me over it. Like I'll be honest, I don't need to ask that question. I don't need to, like, I'm not trying to mock. I've always tried to do programs on the women's team. I'm not a expert on it, but I've always tried to get people on. We got Sarah on before she went to Everton. We had Kira used to do stuff for us. You do some stuff for us. We got James going to games. I like trying to promote it. I fully understand what it means for them to be at Goodison Park. Someone said to me, like, well, what do you expect? It's cold and like Liverpool are playing or something like that. And I was like, mate, I'm not being funny, but it's going to be cold and wet for the next 4 months.
Yeah.
Like, this is when they play.
But I do understand with the Liverpool thing, that's never been a problem before, has it, really?
Yeah. But I don't see that as an excuse.
But if you're, it's primarily aimed towards families.
Yeah.
And, you know, it might be difficult to get there with a load of kids. And there's going to be a load of traffic and a lot of congestion and a lot of, you know, Liverpool fans.
And public transport won't be great.
Yeah.
So I do get that. That's tough. But part of that is, though, you can't advertise on the morning of the game.
Yeah, that's where my problem is.
Because obviously with families, anyone who knows who's got kids, like, I know it from, like, my niece and nephew, is that everything takes time. It's not like
in advance.
You know, like, you're an adult, you can just go, I'm going out. Jump on a train, jump on a bus, jump in an Uber, whatever it is. With kids, it's completely different. Everything takes twice as long. You've got to decide everything, you know, when they're going to eat, what they're going to eat, how you're getting there, where you're going to park, is it close enough, are you going to get stuck in traffic, are the kids going to have a tantrum, all these things. And of course the weather plays its part. If you get up on a Sunday morning, you've got like, oh, I've got no plans today, this is amazing, weather's terrible, kids will just stay in all day, I'll just have to entertain them, throw Moana on, you know, whatever.
I get, like, now that you can, wait, is the Subway Cup on TV? I can't remember.
It was on Everton TV.
Right.
Yeah.
So I guess you could put it up on the TV and watch it at home when it's raining, because it is so, you know, easy to watch. Yeah. But I obviously prefer to go to the games. Yeah. It is such a shame. It's not good enough. It's not a good enough turnout. And it's frustrating because, you know, some of the people who are complaining about not enough people going, they don't go to the games. And I don't know. I think you don't have to go to every match, but the turnout on Sunday was poor. And I don't know if that's because of the terrible performance a week before at Hill Dickinson, because so many people saw that and they've probably thought to themselves, I don't want to see that again. I don't want to see that kind of...
But that was the other side of that was the other side of it, was if they're not winning games and you want families to go, number one, kids are obviously attracted by goals and the entertainment side of it. And like you said last week, which I thought, when you said, like, there was different things there to attract kids, to make it a good experience for them. To go to Goodison and it looks sad. And now, I mean, is there anything, when you go to Goodison to watch the games, is there anything else going on other than the match? I know that sounds stupid to most people, because it's like, well, it's just footy. But if you are trying to attract kids and families, is there anything else going on in the periphery of the game?
There's the, like, fan zone. They've got, like, dart boards there, which, like, you know, I love darts. And, like, they've got, like, one food van and stuff like that. And it does look a bit sad. And I think there's, like, face painting. I saw quite a few people with the, like, same kind of face painting on. I didn't see that, but I don't know.
No, I know. By the way, like, none of this is to be mocked, by the way. Like, this is stuff. This is stuff to attract families to go to the game. It's what we talked about last week. These are where the people enjoy listening to what we're talking about. And on Wednesday, we had a really good call from Annabelle talking about it as well. Yeah. And we spent some time talking about it then as well. this is like, these are the next set of Everton fans.
Yeah.
These are whether it's women's or whether it's men's. These are the next set of Everton fans. These are the people that their dads are gonna want them to go from the women's games to go to the men's games. This is their way in. The dad might go on a Saturday and can't take the kids, and quite frankly doesn't want to take the kids yet, because I said to you the other week, my niece went and my brother-in-law had to get off at half time. She was bored.
Yeah.
She'd all the fun had gone. The game was on then, and Everton were getting beat. She's not interested. She's not interested in the football. She wants to spend time with her dad and a granddad and her uncle and get fed donuts.
Yeah.
Right? All this kind of stuff. That's what kids go to the game for. The football side of it, they're not interested in. Their brains haven't formed to be able to watch 90-minute games of football yet. It has to be all the other stuff. So I just thought it was really, it was almost like Everton didn't. It very much felt right, like Everton didn't care. Right.
It felt like very much an afterthought. Sitting there watching it, and the rain reflected that as well. Like, the weather was awful, and I was freezing cold. I was soaking wet. I was like, we're losing to a team that's sixth in the second of it.
Yeah.
Like, it's really defeating. And knowing that, part of me was like, oh, I'm glad no one's here to watch this because it's terrible. But maybe they would play better if they did have more support from the fans, because I wouldn't want to go out and play in front of barely 1,000 people.
Yeah, but I think without being disrespectful, I imagine a lot of those women players are used to playing.
But after last week, compared to that,
you just have to get your head down, don't you? You played at a world-class stadium last week as well, and you still got beat 4-1. Do you know what I mean? It did feel like a massive. It did.
Well, it was literally like, so we've gone from how many was it, 18,000 to 1,000 in a week. That is clearly a reflection of poor promotion of the match. Like, it's obviously that, because the team didn't change. And I get, we were playing a lesser club. I say that because we didn't beat them.
Yeah. No, of course.
I'm really struggling right now to find the positives about Everton Women's. I think the players individually are all mostly good players.
Well, I did hear you say on your vlog at one point you were ready to sack the manager.
I'm quite nice about people.
She hates people. She comes in every week going, those Danish people, oh, they're bakeries.
I'm so all for giving people chances, but this is I can't keep on, because I know the potential of these players, and I know what they could do, and it is the management. I'm never one to be sack the manager. I was going to talk about Liverpool fans then, but they're going straight away to sacking Slot, right? After how many is it, 3 losses? We have won 4. No, in the Premier League, it's only 3.
But you got to count Champions League as
Okay,
well.
all right then. And Everton Women's have won their first game of the season, drew to Leicester, and just
they've been terrible. Let's get it right. They beat Liverpool, who are rubbish.
Yeah.
And
this is after investing so much into all these new players and moving into such a historical, an amazing stadium that holds so much history, and people see it as their home. And it's just, it's so bad.
It'll be dead interesting what happens, because
it's exactly what you said last week. Are we going to let him get away with it and see if he can turn things around, even though he's had this whole time to turn things around? I'm in shock, honestly.
More well placed people than I am can give their opinions, and you're one of them. But I look at it from a different point of view. I look at it from the point of view of the stadium. I look at it from the point of view of moving to a stadium that lots of people championed exactly this situation, in terms of going there, and loads of people said they were going to go every week, and if they're not going, is it because they're not aware of the games, or is the novelty wore out? Is it because, like you said, that just could be a complete one-off because of all the things that and Everton would have just a bit do you know what?
Right,
Let's
this
just
one
get
off.
this game done. Then we've got a couple of weeks, and it's a cup game against a team lower than us. It doesn't really matter. The hardcore will come. It'll be interesting. So maybe maybe I put too much into overthought this one myself. But we'll see when. But the thing about it, when they come back, obviously the clocks change on Sunday, so it's darker nights.
Yeah.
So all those, it's colder days, shorter days, all those things that we'll talk about. Oh, that's why people didn't go. It's going to be very interesting if the crowds at Goodison aren't consistent to a level that maybe the club are looking at. I'm not sure what that is, maybe 6,000 or so. It's just going to be really interesting because surely the manager's going to have to carry the can for that if people aren't going. And listen, some cookies in the comments says I go every game with my little brother and he absolutely loves it. And that is boss. That is absolutely brilliant. That's what we want to hear.
Yeah.
That's exactly what we want to hear. But obviously, this is why I like talking about them, because I don't want anyone to go, oh, because I get this feeling that people have this like sense of like, oh, you can't like, oh, you can't talk bad
Comment on it,
you
yeah.
can't talk bad about them, and it's like, why can't you?
There is definitely that. It's like, oh, but they're women, like we can't be rude about them. They're doing their best.
Yeah.
No,
Well,
why would I do that?
Exactly, and I'm talking about like the manager as well. It's like, why should we? We've sat here I've sat here for years, talking about managers, and getting very angry. Why shouldn't we sit here talking about the women's manager with the same
way?
With the same,
Yes,
especially someone who goes all the
The
games.
thing is, like, everyone's like, oh, it's a bit harsh you saying that Brien Sorensen should be sacked. And I'm like, I'd get that if I was saying that about David Moyes, because that wouldn't make any sense.
Yeah.
If you knew what I've had to watch as an Everton Women's fan
There you go.
this season, I was sat so close to him on Sunday because there was hardly anyone there. And I could hear everything he was saying. He had an AirPod in.
Yeah, he loves his AirPod.
And he was shouting absolute nonsense. You had Katie Robinson on the pitch going, Brien, where am I supposed to be? I literally heard her say that. And he was just
That's
ignoring it.
never a good sign.
You had two up front. You had Kelly Gagu, which makes sense. She's like a striker, and then you had Katie Robinson as a striker. Then she went from that to right wing to right back to left back to it was completely no one knew where they were playing.
That's one of the things I've heard consistently over the last couple of years about Brien Sorensen, is that players have consistently played out of position. And
I get that with past seasons because we haven't had we've had to adapt like Everton men's have with injuries
like we
and
said,
stuff.
they lost so many players.
Yes, and we've gained so many amazing players this season where you should be like, oh, spoilt for choice. I can play everyone where they should be played, where they feel comfortable playing. No, I'm actually going to put Ornella Vignola by herself at the front because she scored a hat-trick the first game. Doesn't make any sense. That's not where she wants to play. That's not where she should be played. To anyone who's got any common sense, she wants to be in the centre fighting for the ball. She doesn't want to be standing in the box waiting to score. That's not how she works. And I'm just getting so frustrated. I can see it in all the players.
I can feel it. No, I can feel it.
I can see it in all the players getting frustrated as well. And, Maz Pacheco had her first full 90 minutes on Sunday, which is crazy to me because she's one of our better players. And,
Someone's put in the comments, we were chanting boring Brien on Sunday. Yeah, so I mean, it's dead interesting. Like I've said loads of times, it does it. Whether you like women's football, whether you don't like women's football, it's Everton Football Club, and it paints a picture of what's going on if the right decisions are made, and if they're not made, we'll see. We'll see what happens. It's just I just find it very interesting because of the Goodison Park scenario as well.
It's got a lot of people interested in women's football because of Goodison Park, and I think that's great.
And you can't miss the moment though. That's the important thing, isn't it? It's only gonna be a small moment where you build
you've got
that
the momentum,
hype, and you haven't won a game yet.
Yeah.
So like no one's been able to go to Goodison, watch them, and celebrate a win, and that's. And the next
celebrated penalties against Nottingham Forest.
And the next time they play, it'll be November.
That's scary.
Isn't it scary?
It's really disappointing because I came into the season being like, oh my gosh, look at these players. We've just signed like 2 Lionesses. Unreal. That's so exciting.
Yeah.
And it's just been like,
Yeah.
you've got Ruby Mace who's injured now as well, apparently, and she's one of our, like, she was our record signing. That's gutting.
How long's she out for?
Don't know.
Oh, was it bad
that
injury?
was the most bizarre Instagram post I've ever seen. That, like, she was nowhere to be seen on Sunday, was just completely not mentioned at all. And then they put yesterday, oh, she's decided to drop out of the England's under 23 squad.
Okay.
Didn't say anything. She posted on social media that she was in the gym the other day. I'm not stalking her, but I'm like, what's going on? I just feel like there's no communication with the fans. And then why are people going to go to the matches if they feel like there's a miscommunication between the team and the fans? Ornella Vignola didn't start on Sunday because Brian Torrington genuinely believed it was going to be an easy game. And it just proved that we are not. And like, you saw it for the men's team against Wolves. We lost against Wolves because we started our like second team, I guess. And I think that's what Brian thought he could do.
Saying that, David Moyes thought he could do that against Wolves, so it does happen.
I swear that's what I just said.
No.
Oh, okay, right. But yeah, it does happen. So like, I get it, Brian. I get it. But we were not ready. We're not playing well enough to not start our best players. Doesn't make any sense.
But it is a cup competition, so we probably, like you said, David Moyes. They feel like they
but
can.
David Moyes, the men's team has performed better than the women's team this
No, it
season.
has, of course it has.
So, so I think Moyes felt confident enough to say, because he had seen the results, oh, I think we could comfortably win with this team, and we were wrong.
Yeah.
And then Brien has been struggling with our best squad, and then decided to not start them. It just doesn't make any sense to me personally. And it could have been such a good win at Goodison Park.
Yeah, to kick it off.
To take advantage. Yeah, exactly.
But no one there to watch it. So what
No
did
one
it
there
really
to watch
matter?
it. No,
So
but
didn't
they
really
didn't
matter.
know that, did they? And it's just like,
it could have been like, look what you have all missed out on for not being here.
Exactly. And oh my gosh, if it was like 4-0. But then also, Man City women's drew to Newcastle. And Man City is second in the WSL, and Newcastle are 9th in the WSL 2. And like, so.
Are they in the same group?
Nottingham Forest and Newcastle. Oh wait,
Man City.
yeah.
Because that's who Man City beat Everton in the first game, didn't they? I think was that the one.
That was the WSL.
Oh, was that the WSL? Sorry, I thought
No,
that
it's
was,
okay.
I thought that was the cup.
No, this was the first week of the
Oh, okay.
WSL 2. I mean, of the cup.
league,
Yeah. So sorry for the rant.
No, it's cool.
But
That's.
I'm just, I think.
I like the passion.
Thank you so much.
I like the passion. Yeah, just looking at some of the comments, a lot of people. Mark says he went to the game too. He went to the Man United game, said it was obvious the performance level difference between the two teams. What was the other one then? Someone said, someone was just saying there, it's like they've had the start at Goodison, that a lot of people thought thought that the men were going to have a Hill Dickinson. It's been a very, very poor start for them.
It's been completely different. Like, the men's have had like a really good start at Hill Dickinson, and the women's just haven't had that at Goodison. And it's just...
No, they haven't.
Yeah.
Let's have a look at some of your comments. Gary Woods says, Hardy. Steve P says, would you have Endrich on loan in January? Fabrizio just put a post on saying he's allowed to leave. Yeah, why
This is
not?
what brought up Bobby Moore last time.
What?
This is what brought up Bobby Moore last time.
Yeah.
I've blocked that out of my memory.
Yeah,
know what you're
why
talking
not?
about.
Let's go for Endrich. Why not? I'm sure Real Madrid will let him go to us. Josh Oldfield says, Charlotte, who was your favourite Everton player growing up?
Leighton Baines. I've got a signed shirt from him and a calendar signed by him. And I dressed up as him for a pub quiz once.
Okay, fair enough.
Who was yours, Ped? Growing up.
Still do. Yeah, she'll dress up as Leighton Baines, but not Miss Marvel for a living. Captain Marvel, sorry. Blue Keely says, do you think
Miss Marvel.
we will see him play this season? Branthwaite, yeah. Be positive. We'll see him again. Don't know where, don't know when. Mark says, why is it never our crap players that get injured? Because they never play anymore.
Patterson just got injured. So.
Yeah, it's harsh.
That was really mean.
Patterson Derby says, and I imagine he wants me to say it like this: Stoney and Roney. They're back, aren't they? Got the band back together.
The keeper coach as well. What's his name?
Notts Forest. Who cares?
He's went with them as well.
Has he? Yeah.
The photo was him in his Everton.
Oh, good luck to him. Benji says, as a 6'2" guy, I can confirm that just existing hurts sometimes.
I think that's how he starts every sentence ever in his life.
As a 6'2" guy.
6'2" guy.
It's on his profile.
I actually think, yeah.
As a 6'2" guy, my opinion is actually worth more than yours. Steve P says, was he training last week? If he was being considered for the City game, he must have trained. Yeah, there's pictures of him training.
Yeah.
Blue Keeley says, hope this means O'Brien moves to centre back and we bring a right back in. Mike Barrett says, how do these players become ready if they don't play? That's the magic question, isn't it, Mike? How do they become ready? Well, maybe if they get more time off the subs bench, like we mentioned yesterday, that would help as well, rather than coming on for like the last 5 minutes. How's Tyler Dibblin supposed to present his new boots to everybody?
They were red though in the first game. I'm forgetting for that.
There's too much of that red boot malarkey going on.
That is a problem I've got with David Moyes, is that he does make changes a bit too late sometimes. And the changes that he's made earlier have proven to work. Like when Alcaraz and Beto came on straight away in the second half, they worked so well. So I think he should take that as, maybe I should start like bringing players on earlier.
Mark says, I think Moyes might put O'Brien centre back mainly because he might want to bring Roll into the team. Paddy says, anyone who thinks O'Brien's not ready for the centre back is smoking something mad. What, like quavers? Or they missed the performance against Palace when he took over from Keane. He was great. Garner could do well at right back, has been incredible already this season. And we can get Roll or Tim to take his spot. Blue Keeley says, yeah, I've seen the Gregs in there, was baffled. There you go. Baffled. Eddie says, do you think Garner playing right back will hurt his development? He's like 25, mate. He should be developed by now.
Played right back for the under-21s, didn't he?
Yeah, in the under-21s when he won the Euros, he played right back. Have you forgot, Eddie? Have you forgot? How you forget so quickly, Eddie? Even if that, I don't even think that's your real name. Eddie says, is Primark more like Walmart or Target? No, it's not like either of them. It's more, I don't know what you'd compare it to, really. It's like it's like a clothes shop that sells some household stuff as well, but it's really dirt cheap.
Sorry.
Yeah, it's dirt cheap, but they also have like licenses for a lot of like Stranger Things and Disney and
they've got a lot of Disney and Marvel
Stitch
stuff
and Marvel and a lot of American sports teams, oddly as well. Derek says he may miss most, if not all, of the season, even if he recuperates quickly. He's had no pre-season, so his fitness levels won't be great. Mark says that Ed Sheeran song "Galway Girl" is offensive to Irish people. Disgraceful song.
Oh, sorry, I was singing that before.
Is it? But let me just answer this. Let me just say this, right? And I'm not arguing with you. But there's an actual Irish person, quite famous Irish person, in the video with him. The one who looks like you.
Oh, is it Saoirse Ronan?
Yeah, she's in the video.
Wow.
She's literally the Galway girl. So why isn't she offended in the video?
Play the fiddle. Sorry.
Also, Ed Sheeran is Irish. He says he's Irish. What's he just done?
It's so watching James go.
He's not Irish.
James.
He identifies culturally as Irish.
There you go then. So he thinks he's Irish. I didn't say he was Irish. I said that's what he thinks he is.
That's fake.
It's not. His dad's Irish. My wife identifies as Irish.
You identify as Italian as well, don't you?
I identify as Italian.
Can you speak Italian?
No.
He told Louis Theroux that he's Irish.
I didn't tell Louis. What are you talking about?
Ed Sheeran told Louis Theroux.
Graham Lloyd says, afternoon Toffee's a little bit off topic, but going to watch Villarreal versus City in the Champions League tonight. Well, aren't you just a fucking hero?
Have fun.
Don't have fun.
Okay.
No, it's not like TK Maxx.
No.
And funny enough, TK Maxx is opposite Primark in Liverpool City Centre. TK Maxx is like an upscale jumble sale. I hate having to
Home
go in there.
Centre's better.
I love.
What?
Home Centre's better.
Yeah.
Home Centre?
I do love Home Sense.
I work there.
Where's Home Centre?
You worked in Home Sense?
Oh, yeah, they used to like...
Oh.
Before I came here.
Before he worked here?
It's like a bougie, like, I wouldn't say IKEA. It's like the home section of TK Maxx, but
Yeah.
as its own shop.
Yeah.
There's no clothes.
Luke Murphy said, Ped's right, I'm desperate to take my 3-year-old daughter to the women's game, but heard there isn't much other than the footy. I know I'll be lucky if we see half-time with the attention span without needing to spend loads on donuts. Well, the good news is at the women's game, they have 2 kinds of donuts. They have
they've got
they have
the
a
white-
lemon one now, don't they?
Yeah, it's like white.
You are jammy people. Well, the irony is you haven't got a jam donut, which is mad.
Well, you could go and have one
Yeah, you could.
if you want.
Right. Big thank you to Charlotte for being here. We are about to meet our next guest. Just before we move on to our next guest, just want to mention a couple of things. Only 55% of the people in the last 3 months have actually subscribed to this channel. So all the viewers that have watched this, 45% of the people haven't subscribed. Now, we don't expect all those people to subscribe. Of course we don't. I mean, if they all did, we'd be on like 150,000 subscribers, which would be unbelievable. So basically, if you're liking the content and you've not subscribed, it would really help us if you did subscribe. It's not just a vanity thing either. It's not just to massage our ego. It is good for us because it shows people how many people are interested in our channel, and that means that we can get better advertising. And with that better advertising, we can get better cameras, we can give more people jobs, and we can do more videos. If there's more of us here, we can do more videos. We can go out and about and do more videos, and do different kinds of videos. So you just subscribing would really, really help the channel. I know you've heard that from other people from other channels, but it actually does. It actually does help. And secondly as well, Toffee TV Premier. If you're not on Toffee TV Premier yet, then we'd love you to go over there. It really is another channel with a lot more content for, honestly, less than a cup of coffee a month. It isn't that expensive at all. And you're getting, everything is ad-free. Now, of course, when we do live shows, those live shows, you get ads. But if you don't watch the live shows, afterwards, those shows will be without ads. Anything we upload will be without ads. Any live shows we do only for Toffee TV Premier don't have ads. So that's one of the bonus features you get. You get all the podcasts without ads. You get specialist shows as well, like Round the Tower. When the phone-in's on a Wednesday, you get to call up. You get things like the extended final word live as well on a Monday, or whenever we do them, after the game, you get them as well. So you get bonus content features. You also get videos before other people on YouTube get them as well. So again, from our audience, our subscriber audience on YouTube now, it's probably about 3-4% of people who are coming over to Toffee TV Premier. So again, that really helps the channel if people are going over there. It really does boost us and help us grow the channel more and more to be able to do our lives every single day. It really helps us put stuff out and is only going to help grow the channel. And that's the only way we are going to grow the channel, whether it's Toffee TV Premier or doing, getting those extra subscribers to get the sponsors in, which is going to help, as I said, grow the channel, to do extra videos, get extra whatever we need, extra equipment, because we've always put the money back into the channel in cameras and better microphones and better lights and all that good stuff. So, yeah, all the links for those things are in the description. So listen, if you're here and you're watching us right now, then thank you for doing that. Right, we're back and we've got a guest. It is Adam Hardacre, who has written The Seat Left Empty, brand new book which centres around going to match and going to Everton games.
Yeah.
So, Adam, how did this book come about?
So basically, the ends of Goodison Park, and having that feeling of loss and the routines that you go through. I'm a big routine guy. I suffer a lot from ADHD and generalised anxiety disorder and other things that I've got going on, diabetes, everything really. And really, over the last few years, I go through ups and downs, and I've had a few downs over the last 12 months ago. And I just started getting into writing a little bit, using my experience from my work of working with adults with learning disabilities. I do reports that's very sensory overload and, very much very detailed in the minute details, and that's what I look at. So I just started writing it, putting it together, made a fictional story that was all the negative thoughts that are constantly in my head, and trying to put it into something positive and putting it down there.
So what is the general sort of gist of the story then, or how does the story begin?
So I tried to do it a bit different. It's we go through the last season at Goodison Park, but it's a very fictional season. There's a lot more wins that Everton get in there than actually we do get. And it's not really focused on Everton so much. Everton's the backdrop to it. It's about a young woman who goes to match every week with her dad, and over the summer her dad passes away. She carries on going the game in the seats. No one's in that seat next to her, and someone comes in and gets the season ticket, and it's about their journey together and how they get to know each other. But then it's also around the community around them. So there's about 5 different characters who are constantly there and always sitting around them, about the people that you sit with at the match every day, and you don't even know the name, you don't know what they do, but you know them from the match. And there's a few people in there that it's kind of based on and not based on, but it's very fictional, but it's there's elements of a lot of people that I've come across over the years.
So it's just pulled from lots of your different experience. Obviously, the last season at Goodison Park, how much of was that a big factor in it when you were writing it, or was it just something that whether it happened or didn't happen, you could have used, you could have put into this story anyway?
So, mostly it was around the last season, Goodison Park. I kind of got in my head, and I was thinking about how, the generations, and I'm very big on my generational history, and looking back, and my mum and dad used to go, and they stopped going in the 70s. They just fell out of love with football, really, and Bob Latchford, their big hero. My granddad before that was Duncan McKenzie, and, his dad before that had his heroes. And looking back, and then I've got my 4 boys, and our Oliver, the second eldest, he's the only one really taken into it, so he's going to match with me now. He's going to women's games. And it's just looking at all that kind of generational stuff, and it was kind of like a love letter to Goodison Park, but also when my granddad passed away, he was the one who got me into Everton. He passed away and I was like 11, and I talk about it in the book a little bit in a fictionalised way. There's a little segment about what happens when the dad passes away and the nephew, and that was my experience as a young lad sitting on the doorstep as he was dead in the front room. And it's just basically, that was my connection back to my granddad. And, my dad he doesn't really go to the match anymore. He used to love going, but he's kind of just, I think he fell out when, what's his name took over in the 70s, Gordon Lee. He hated Gordon Lee for some reason. And then I was born as first kid, and, it was just all stuff from that. But when my granddad died, it was that kind of keeping that connection. And there's bits in there about the scarf that the dad wore, and the scarf's related to my cousin who passed away in the 80s. He was run over outside school when he was 14. And, I've got that scarf that he used to take the match with him. And whenever there's a big game or a special game for me, I'll always be seeing with that scarf. And the last game at Goodison, I took the scarf there, and I've got a boss picture of it hanging over the seat. And the seat that I reference in there is 111, and that was my seat. And I bought the seat, so I'm waiting for that to get sent over as well. So that's something that I'm going to be using as well, and can't wait to get that in.
Yeah, so lots of, obviously your experience interconnected with it to bring it to life. And obviously we mentioned there about the last game of the season, and obviously talking about different mental health illnesses and stuff like that. Routine, obviously, having that routine of going to Goodison Park, which I've heard you reference before, such an important thing for all of us, because we mightn't even have realised that we had a routine, because we were just so used to going the game every single week,
Yeah.
doing the same things. You don't even know it's a routine because you're doing the same. It's only a routine when it's broken, and obviously that has been broken now. So how much did that play a factor into creating this story? Because as you mentioned there, going the game, doing the same things every single week.
Do you know, it's proper weird. Like, so my wife's a red, unfortunately, but she's all right. Like, to be fair, love you, honey. But yeah, so she says, like, there's 3 people in our relationship. There's me, her, and Everton. And she says sometimes it's like Everton, the mistress. And I'm like, well, no, Everton Maria first, you're the mistress, love. Like, and then I remember, I think it was the Bolton second test game at Hill Dickinson. Was that Bolton one, the under 21s? Yeah. So I had a tick. That was my first time going to Hill Dickinson. And I felt like I was cheating on Goodison. It felt wrong. I was sat there and I couldn't enjoy it. And I was looking around, I was like, this is amazing, it's beautiful. And it is like going from, and I'm going to be really careful because I get in trouble with this, but going from like a wife to a mistress. And, I'm not doing that. That's not happening, by the way, Michelle. But, that's what it kind of feels like. You're going from your old lady and that you're comfortable and you're secure with, and and there's a lot of things at the moment with the new stadium where it's like there's no atmosphere, but we have to get settled into it, don't we? It's very much, it's new and it's different, and we've lost the Everton that we all knew where it was cheap pies and whatever, and now we've got 12 quid chicken and chips. But that's what we have to do in this modern game, and that's what it's about. It's it talks about the old modern game and about the passion you have, and people with the blankets and the bovrils and the flasks. Can't even take a flask in now, can you? So it's like...
Because it could be full of donuts. That's what it is.
What?
It's not even the bovril that's the issue. It's the you could be smuggling donuts into the ground.
I mean, I love them donuts, but diabetic and that, so it doesn't really matter anymore. It's like... 650, 250, who cares? If I want to get it, I'll just get one. You know what I mean?
Well, that's what they're open. That's what they're open, saying if you're not smuggling them in. So, where does the main character come? Obviously, it's a young girl called Millie.
Yeah.
Where does that come from? Is that just completely, just into the new character, or is that coming from sort of place?
There's a few things there. So it is like a new character. The persona itself, it's based... Well, I'll come to that in a second, actually, but when I used to go to Gladys Street and I used to sit there, and there's a few people who used to sit round, and there was a couple in front of us, and they used to sit like a few rows in front of me, and when I first got my season ticket there, they were a couple, and over 10, 15 years, you watch them separate, and they were still going to the match together, and neither of them gave up the ticket, but they were still stood next to each other, but not speaking, and... It's really interesting watching, and I'm a big people watcher, and my ADHD and that will make up stories about people. And I made up this story about that and what's going on behind the scenes, and really, when Everton were playing when Everton playing poor, you can make up them stories. Yeah. And I kind of thought, man, when I was writing the story, I was like, I want to turn the negative into positive, so I kind of put it into reverse a little bit. And it's about, what about a couple meeting at the match and going? The character itself, Millie, the person is based around Jodie Comer, if I'm honest. Yeah. And that's just because I was trying to think of a description and thought, who's a really boss Evertonian female? And it was Jodie Comer. She's just like proper out there, proper Scouse, proper blue nose. Yeah. And I've done it. Luckily, I'm doing an audio book now, and Charlotte Northover has been doing the audio book. And if I knew Charlotte before I wrote the book, she is Millie. She's literally that character. She's a strong female who's loves football, so knowledgeable about it, just loves going the game, and she goes with her dad every week, and she really connected with that bit as well. But she done the recording for us last week, and we were talking about how she's just got it, and she's that character. And I before I met Charlotte, and I drew up images of what the characters look like, and I shared with her, and one's just a spit of her. Yeah. And you're like, it's really kind of like worked out well,
Yeah, I mean, she probably could. I mean, at least Jodie Comer, you could, or even Charlotte could play. You could play a version if it gets to the stage, or gets to the screen. You've already got that side in.
I've spoke to a couple of people already, and it's not going to go to screen. That was an idea, but because of the rights and that, it's not going to happen. But we have talked with some people about doing a screenplay, and I'm kind of challenging myself on what I can do and what I can push myself to. So I have actually wrote a screenplay for it, and if anyone's watching who wants to do a play on it, come give me a shout, because it's there and it's ready to go. And I think, and I've said to Charlotte, anything that I get from it, she's my first choice for anything, because she knows it and she feels it, and she knows she's really such a great person.
Yeah. No, it isn't. I mean, you mentioned there about like people watching people in front of you, kids growing up in front of you at the game, seeing kids come when they're so, well, saying my nephew goes, and I remember him starting to go when he was like 4 or 5. He's 20, be 20, in January, and him now not coming home with us at the match because he's going to his own place, on Smith Down Road with his uni mates and all that kind of thing. It's like, you watch these people grow up. You see people just change in front of your eyes, and as you mentioned there, you might have people that you didn't know the name of, especially at Goodison. There's so many people around me at Goodison I didn't know the name of, and then you're
going there years as well, and it's like proper like. The guy you sit next to, I can't remember his name, and he was a lovely guy, and he's from Shrewsbury, and all I know he's a farmer, and he wasn't there for like 2 weeks, and then he came back in, and he's like, well, have you been all right? And he's like, no, I've had a hip replacement. I'm like, when did you have that? He's like 3 weeks ago, but I'm back here at the match and all that, and I'm like, Jesus, mate, like, love your dedication to this club, but... And then he's going to get beat 3-0 by like or something. But, it's just them people that the characters, and I think we have got genuinely some of the best characters in football fan bases, because
that's
we're Scouse.
That's been the other thing though, and I was just thinking then maybe one of the first things I should have done in the first game is actually ask the person next to me what their name was, so that, because once the second game comes, it's gone then, isn't it? And then if you're sitting next to them for the next 30...
Do you know what I thought about that? I've been speaking to the guys who sit next to me, and I've not asked them, and I'm kind of like in a point where I think that takes it away then. Do
you think? Yeah.
I think that like,
mystique.
Yeah, you've got that kind of.
You won't be able to write about them in a story, because if you know too much about them, you can't like put what you want them to be on the page. And
I can't use the name in a story anyway, because it's got to be fictionalised.
Yeah.
So it's like,
pretty pointless, isn't it?
Yeah. What's the point? That's no people.
What's the point?
Just like,
let's all just be single people. And,
just like, let's walk down the street and just like, don't say hello. We'll all be cockneys.
Yeah. Just never look at the people around you or talk to them, or when you try and get past them, just shove them out the way.
Yeah. That's the dream.
That's the future.
That's the dream.
As you said, that's the London approach.
Yeah. But I think, it was a kind of like, I do want to know people's names, and I probably will ask the guy's name. I'm sitting next to a Hill Dickinson now, and the lovely guys I'm sitting next to, they've really got a good seat now, and really happy with it. And it's just whether I remember it, to be fair, because I've got a bad memory. So that's.
I think what should have happened is
they might have actually told me. I probably just forgot.
Yeah, we did this at we've put a couple of nights on. So we have our Premier account where loads of people know each other in the comments, and even on YouTube loads of people know each other in the comments, but they wouldn't have known each other in real life. So when we did an event, I bought a load of hello my name is stickers, blue ones, and made people write their names on them, or just their username, so that people could go, oh, you're so and so, who I talk to every single day, because there's people just sitting around. People sitting around on their own, but you know what? They might have been having conversations with the guy over there every single day. Might have been their best online friend. So maybe that's something we need at Hill Dickinson, is someone just bring a load of hello, my name is, and then you turn around to this guy and he's got his name on, and it just gets rid of that thing of like, you go, all right, John, you're all right, mate.
I think that's the good idea until you get that one guy who's going to push Slim Shady and just like ruin it. And just
fair enough. No, but we can all just call him Slim Shady. If that's what he identifies as. Yeah, if he walks around just going, do.
But that's the thing, he's not going to identify, he's just going to think, oh, I'm going to push Slim Shady.
Well, that's on him. That's on him, isn't it? You might have a fella who goes like, his name's Steve, but he goes, my name's Dick. Well, from now on, you are Dick, and that's the end of it.
Well, it's like in work as well. We're in a since COVID and all that stuff. We're in a position where any meetings just on Teams now, and I have a thing where if someone comes on Teams call and they don't have the camera on, I'm meant to know who you are. I'm meant to look you in the eye and build a relationship and a friendship and be nice to civil to each other when you can't even put the camera on for.
But you're forgetting. That's much better than meeting them in real life. You're forgetting that.
Depends on the person. There's a lot of people I work with across the everywhere, and a lot of people that do meet up in real life, and some I just never would. So it depends on the person, doesn't it?
My missus loves from working from home. That's all I can say. Yeah.
I get bored working from home. I need to be in there with people and speaking to people and like.
But that's what you go to the match for.
Yeah, well, do you know what? Most times I go to the match, I go on my own. My brothers used to sit 2 rows in front of me, but I've went further down in the south stand, they've went further up. I can't do the walking on them steps, so I can't stand anymore, so I'm in like row 3 now, so I don't have to stand all the time.
Yeah.
I'm just too old to stand now.
No, I'm not too old to stand, but I will get too old to stand. And this is like forever seat. So I'm in Upper South and I've got quite close to the thing, to the exit, so I don't have to make that stupid big one. I applaud anyone who goes all the way.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
And, you know...
I mean, I'm literally to the side of the goal. I can hear Pickford shouting at everyone as he's going. The game's hilarious. But even the other day, I went to the match the other day against United, and I'm in row 3 and I managed to slip on them stairs walking up to it and like go all right over my head. I'm just it is
steep.
Like, but it was my own fault, so I'm not.
Yeah, no one else
not suing you. Not suing Everton for that one yet.
Yeah, Everton might sue you.
They might do. I've ruined the dust on the floor.
Yeah, that's it. You've got that layer of dust up.
That dust I've took away in me cut in my hand. Yeah.
Anyone who buys a book at the moment, they're going to be able to get hold of this nice pin badge. Now, there is a story behind this.
Yeah, so there's a part in the story of the Seat Left Empty where they talk about a badge, and a badge is made, and for the people who's in it, the main characters, and I've went out and got that badge made because I'm a big badge collector, and I'd kind of like, I was visualising stuff, and I was visualising this badge, and I thought, and I want that badge for my collection. So when I made it, as you do, and then I'd thought about it, and I was like, I'm getting one made, so I got 30 made, and I'm going to use them as like limited edition. There's 30 of these badges in existence. A few people have got some that I'm giving out to for friends and people who've been with me from the start with it and just really helped me support with it. The back part of it is like the mini scarf, and that's the representative of the scarf. Now, every one of them scarves hand knitted by my mum, and she's done that, and you know, thanks mum, because she's really annoyed with me going around there saying, have you finished the knitting? Yeah, so I've got a website, www.adamhardacre.com, and I'm going to be putting them on there with 30 copies of the books and signs, and if you want a message in there, whatever you want. I've put some funny messages so far in some of them for people, so I'm not bothered about it. As long as it's not offensive or against my own values.
Yeah, there you go. Honestly, it's coming up to that time of year now where people are looking for little gifts and, you know, a very personal story, which, let's be honest, I don't know whether other people have it, but Evertonian and also Scousers, we love, like, we'll watch anything, I think, that sort of relates to us. So if there's like a TV show on and it's like it's set in the city, you have to watch it just to see what, when you go down that road, takes you to that road, and you go, that's not right. Yeah. That's completely wrong. That's Walton, and that's in town. That shouldn't happen. We'll do it just to do that.
Well, it's even like when I watched The Responder, and I was like, that's that place in Aintree, that Turkish food place, and we went there the other week for our George's birthday. I was like loving it, like
we all do it, and then we're like, not sure about his accent, and you're like, yeah, but he's the only one. He's the only Scouser in this. No, I'm not sure about that. He's gone less Scouse, and I don't quite understand where the fellow who's from London has got a great Scouser. Yeah, he's got a, but why? Yeah, but he's from Liverpool. And anything Everton is like the same. It's like,
and that's what I'm doing. You know, I've released a couple of books since then. I've been doing these for the past year or so, and I flitter from one thing to another. And I think a month or two ago, I finally got courage up, and I was like, I think what put me over the edge, I gave a copy of The Seat Left Empty to my dad, and my dad's a bit of a miserable one at times. And he turned around and he went, I really enjoyed that. You know, that was really good. I don't know why, but I really enjoyed it. I'm like, God, if you're saying that, like, I'm putting that out there to sell. And it's done really well. I'm getting a lot of
our generation of dads aren't like the generation of dads now. There's there's not that same emotion, is it?
No, yeah.
There's just not that same emotion of like...
I mean, you had Bob Latchford, we had bloody Neil Mopay. Like, you know, what are you moaning for?
Well, they had the 80s. They could enjoy the 80s. They were kids in the 80s. But also, they're just that generation of like, when they say something like that to you, you go, wow, that's high praise. Yeah. It's like, it only has to be like,
well,
I enjoyed that.
One time, I'd do my own Scouse, and I made Scouse one day, and he was like, oh, I can't eat that, you know I don't like this and I don't like that. And I was like, just try a bit. And he turned around and went, that's the best scouse I've ever had. And I was like,
that's it. Your life's complete.
done.
Life's done. Clocked it.
And when Michelle, my wife's nan, she once said to me, and you're like,
oh, mate, has he?
I must have the best scouse in Liverpool.
You've clocked.
I've had my dad and someone else's nan say it.
You've clocked life. And nan to say it, though. That's just because nan's...
Not my own nan either. Not my nan. My wife's nan.
Yeah, that's...
You know,
they've clocked it, mate. You've clocked life.
And that's what these books... So I've got that. I've got Joe, one moment at a time. And that's based around a young lad with autism who's in the first book, and it's more about his story. But the new one I'm coming out is The Hollows. It's a bit more dark and gothic and based around a Liverpool fictional institutional, but it's very much rooted in real scenarios of what I deal with people and I know from people in history, and it's over 5 different generations and they're all linked. It's not a genre that I'm looking for. I want to make books with feeling and a theme, and my themes around community, inclusion, belonging, and spirit of Liverpool, because we are the best city. Let's be honest. No one can deny that. We've got some of the best people, but we're also getting some of the worst people at the moment, and coming through with their values and what they're saying. Scouse is built on heritage, and that's what we are. We're heritage, and we're about minorities and standing up against big businesses and all that. These books, everything I'm doing it myself. I'm self-editing. If I get people in, I'm doing quick pro quos with people because I'm skint. Everyone's skint. I don't want to. I've spent more money than I've made on them so far. But I'm not. It's not about the money. It's about getting the message out and getting my stories out, and again about my mental health, but really pushing on the inclusion and belonging that we have in the city and how we're stronger together, even with the Liverpool fans. But
they're not as Scouse as us, though.
Well, 25% to our 75, isn't it? Something that was the latest stats I read.
Yeah, someone put them out.
I'm sure someone will put in the comments that I'm
from
wrong,
the same source as how loud Phil Dickinson is, maybe. But
loudest in the world. That's what I know.
We live in post-truth. We live in a post-truth world.
Yeah.
Now and again, we are allowed to use those facts.
If you can turn around and say paracetamol causes autism, I can say Everton's got the biggest, loudest stadium in the world. None.
And I know that the last statement you made is a lot more genuine than the first one you made. So,
exactly. And I don't have an orange tan and look like a fool.
No, you don't. I don't even know who you're talking about. I must admit, I don't know who you're talking about.
A fictional character in one of my
fiction. Well, he would be a fictional character.
In everything I talk about is pure fiction. It's not based on anyone. No. If anyone reads and they don't like the character and think it's based on them, look at yourself first. Then come and speak to me. Because if you think that's about you...
Yeah, if you think that's about you, then you've got the problem. You've got the problem. There you go. The seat left empty, available now. Where can the good people, and also maybe some bad people, get this book?
So the amazing people who do go and buy this book, because you are amazing, they can find it on Amazon, search Seat Left Empty. You can go to my website. I'm putting all the links on there to the things, to the actual website on Amazon, the links. The audio book I'm currently finishing up, and that'll be out hopefully next week. He says
that's a quick turnaround. Is there any physical shops you can buy this in?
No,
not
at the moment.
Yet.
No, because I'm not going to go down this route about physical shops. I don't think I'm going to Kingsley's, and they're in Bootle Strand, and they're a young. They're a charity for kids' books, and I've got a load of Joe's books there. I'm going to donate to them, and want them to have and put out there. And I'm not making anything on that because they, they're a great thing. And my kids love that place, and I love my kids going there and see my book in there, and that's what that's about. Brilliant. They were on sale in Waterstones online, and I had no involvement in that whatsoever. And I found out a lot of how these businesses work through dealing with this, and how they go buy them whole market and give me less percentage of what I'm getting when I put it out. So that's now been unticked, that box, on when I upload it. So at the moment it is just Amazon, and I think that one is actually on Apple Books, but I'm not an Apple fan, so I don't know fully, but I think I put it on there.
Okay, there you go. That's all you need to know. If there's any more information about where Adam will be selling these books, then...
And just go to my website. I've set up a website, as I say, learn as I go along, and just trying something new to see what I can do and see how I can...
So number one, I think support another Evertonian. It's the first thing you should be doing. And get this book. read it yourself or get it for someone else for Christmas. So Adam, brilliant to have you in on the show.
Nice one,
I'm
thanks so much.
looking forward to reading it. I haven't had a chance to read it because John Blaine's been hogging it, the other version you give, so the other book. So I'm looking forward to reading this
John
book.
hasn't read it either. He's lent it out to someone,
No,
apparently.
he probably read it and then lent it out. Come on, we can't cast aspersions. He's not.
He's emailed me telling me he hasn't read it.
Maybe we can cast aspersions now. There you go. There you go. Big thanks to Adam for coming in. See you all later.
Nice one.